Harold Reynolds is styling. Outdressed by HR, Major League Baseball Network analyst. You can watch Harold on MLB Tonight throughout the postseason. MLB Network will exclusively air the League Division Series games Friday and next Monday.
Yeah.
HR joining us in studio here.
Hi, DP.
Hi, buddy.
Now, usually, if you're in a suit and I'm in a suit, I got to give you the nod because you can dress.
Well, thanks.
So,
but you got the vest. You're going
I'm
vest.
tightened up today.
Yeah,
Media tour. We're talking playoffs for baseball. It's big. It's big stuff.
Got cufflinks on, too?
Yeah,
Look
man.
at you.
I'm ready.
Look at
It's
you.
the playoffs. Come on now.
Now, before I get to the playoffs, it's also a big day for Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
So his hearing. Wait, how long does this go? And what's involved with HR and the future of his career?
Well, it's 5 days, in front of a mediator. He gets to present his case. Baseball presents theirs. And then an arbitrator has, I think up to 20 days to decide. So we'll know something here in the next 25 days.
Does he have any ground to stand on here?
Well, if you talk to him, he does. He's going to present his case. From what I know from Major League Baseball, I don't think he does. The only thing that he's going to walk away with some time. The only thing I think might happen is he might get a little reduction from the 211 down to a little bit. But other than that, when you were ready to basically throw your ban from baseball on you, you have a lot of information that you're going to throw at him. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, but let's say he's done, and I think his career is done. Mm-hmm. Because if he sits out a year, let's say it's reduced to 162 games, what do the Yankees owe him if they kick him to the curb?
Well, they still owe him to the end of his contract. What's he got, 3 years left?
So no matter what happens, if baseball says, we're going to sit you down, they don't have to pay him for the year?
They don't have to pay him for the year, but when he comes back in 2015, he is now eligible. And with the commissioner retiring in 2015, I just don't see him saying, okay, I'll let Alex play 215. It's going to be a big war this week.
Do you think with the new commissioner, how does that help Pete Rose, or does it help him at all?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about how it helps Pete Rose. The one thing I've thought about is the continuity of where the game's at. It's been such a revenue get right now. The relationship with the union is greater than it's ever been. So I would think that they would try to stay within that family, that circle, to keep this thing going forward. I hadn't thought about the Pete Rose thing.
Who would you think would be a great commissioner?
Wow. There's several guys. You look at Rob Manfred, what his relationship has been with the union. But how they've worked through that.
Do you get a name in there, or is it just you're getting a business guy who's going to listen to what the owners have to say?
Well, I'm looking at that. Tim Brosnan, clearly what he's been able to do. Tony Petitti for me. I know he's probably like, I can't believe you threw my name out there, but he's a guy that's had to do a lot of things.
Well, he's a TV executive.
Yeah, but he's also had to get along with the players union and with the owners and with everybody in baseball. But I think it's going to be someone, Brosnan, Manfred, or something like that. I don't have a problem with it being a guy that's – I think the big thing here when you talk about Tim Brosnan and Rob Manfred is the relationship they've been able to cultivate through all these years of no lockouts or strikes. I mean, there's been a moment of peace in baseball right now.
Yeah, it's always interesting when, somebody say Bob Costas, and I say, why would Bob put up with that nonsense? He loves the game too much to want to be the commissioner.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be the guy that would do that.
Joe Torre?
I've heard Joe Torre's name. That's interesting. I'm intrigued by that.
What
he's
about
a guy.
Tony La Russa?
Tony La Russa would be another guy. I'd say Joe Torre even more so than Tony La Russa, although Tony has a law background. But I still think that the first two guys, Manfred and Brosnan, are got to be the head two guys.
Harold Reynolds joining us, New York City Man Cave. You got the one-game playoff, Rays, Rangers. I get the feeling there's a whole lot more at stake here with the Rangers and Ron Washington. I wonder is he managing for his job?
He could be. I don't think he is. But when they come out and say, hey, we're on the same page, that's when you worry. And there's been so much rhetoric in the last 2 weeks about him losing his job that, I think he might be managing for his job. The interesting thing about tonight, though, Dan, is we're still operating under the regular season rules. So it's really game 163. So now you have the 40-man rosters in effect. And I just go back to the game with Tampa and Baltimore where they used 21 pitchers.
Yeah.
I think we'll see something like that tonight.
Yeah, this whole format here, and I'm looking at what Francona did in Cleveland.
Amazing.
But he's not going to be manager of the year.
He should be. He's got to be.
Over Farrell in Boston?
Absolutely. If you would have said last year.
Well, they went from worst to first here. He cleaned up the Valentine's Day massacre.
I get it, but that's Boston, big media, big money. Cleveland lost 94 games last year. And no way you would have thought that they're going to turn it around in Cleveland. They turned their ballpark into a ski slope last winter because nobody was going out to the ballpark. Okay? Come on. He's the manager of the year.
You think Francona. Okay, National League. Clint Hurdle?
Yeah.
Mattingly?
Mattingly's been great. I think the start and what he's gone through to finish this club off. But I think you look at Clint Hurdle, no way you thought Pittsburgh was going to make this run to be in the position they're in.
Yeah, but you look at Mattingly was going to be fired.
I know.
I mean, he was I think he was one game away from being fired.
He was close.
If they lose in Milwaukee, I think they come home, day off, and then it's ball game for Donnie Baseball.
You're probably right. You're probably right. It was getting to that point. And the thing about Donnie, I talked to him during that period of time. He's so cool.
I know.
And he so understands the game of baseball. He's like, if I happen to be the guy that falls, oh, well, I just hope I'm around long enough to stay healthy because he goes, I'm telling you, Harold, we're the best team in baseball. We will go on a run. Well, I guess he knew what he was talking about.
But they're not healthy now. Matt Kemp out for the postseason. I don't know what Andre Ethier's availability is here, but handicap the Dodgers' chances here in the National League.
Well, I still like the Dodgers. I think because they dealt all season without Matt Kemp, and they had Andre Ethier, basically not the productive Andre Ethier we've seen in years past. So they were able to mix in a lot of guys, Van Slyke, Jerry Hairston, all these guys. But Carl Crawford came back, and where are they without Yasiel Puig? But the key to the Dodgers is the pitching. I mean, you look at the starting pitching, and you go, I give them the nod in the National League with their pitching all the way through. Not just their pitching, but all the way to the closer in Kenley Jansen.
Clayton Kershaw. I mean, we can't avoid it now. These numbers are spectacular.
Ridiculous.
When you got an ERA,
yeah.
I mean,
what's it, 1.86 or something like that?
When you're under 2, you're in a conversation of, that's dominating. That's historical with what we've seen. I'm just trying to figure out how good he is. I know we love to compare.
Right.
I can't compare him to Sandy Koufax. I mean, we look at stats and say left-hander and the Dodgers and the whole bit. Is Kershaw the best pitcher in baseball?
I'd say yeah, right now. I mean, not just looking at the numbers and everything else, but if you look at situations, he knows when he needs to get a strikeout. He's so prepared. He's got great stuff. I mean, a left-hander throwing mid-90s, and then he's got a nasty yacker. To me, the combination of what he throws at you puts him in that elite conversation of, yeah, he's the best right now.
What happened to Verlander?
You know what? He really struggled. It was a command deal because the velocity's been there. You're worried about his velocity. It was, I'm going to start at 90. I'll finish at 100.
I saw him topping out at 92.
He had some games he reached late in this season after the whole Jack Clark thing and all that. I think he said, okay, let me show you. I still got 100 in my pocket. So he's reached the dial up and hit 98, 99, 100 in a few games after that. And I think maybe because I was paying more attention to it after Jack Clark, that I noticed the ticker was still pretty high.
Do you think Jack Clark should have been fired for saying that Verlander was on HGH?
I don't know about fired. That was extreme. A lot of guys say a lot of things. I didn't think he was right in what he said, and I didn't like the fact that he came out so many years later and tried to say this was a fact. But fired was tough.
It's hard to say it's fact, but here's Jack Clark, former ball player.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knows a current ball player quite like a former ball player in what you're looking for. So that's why I at least put some value into what he said. I just don't think you can come out and say it in the way that he did.
And that's it. It was the delivery more than anything else. People are going to speculate. We're in that time of speculation.
Yeah.
But you have to pick and choose how you deliver things. And the delivery is the key. And that I think the delivery is what got him fired.
Do you realize how prevalent HGH is in sports?
Yeah, I do.
Crazy.
It's unbelievable.
In the NFL, crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you take it? I mean, if I know everybody else is, and I know I'm not going to get caught, why wouldn't I?
That's the problem.
The money that's at stake there, the risk and the reward there. I mean, you look at what happens. Ryan Braun. All right, I'll suck it up and go in there and have a press conference and say all the right things. I still go back and bank $100 million.
Right, and that's the problem is that the money is so big and the risk and reward, it's almost worth it for so many players. And Nelson Cruz is going to play tonight. He comes back. He's eligible. We saw Johnny Peralta this weekend. And the problem I have is not at those guys. I like them. I've been around them. Nice guys to me. I don't know what they are around everybody else.
Would you use HGH if you were playing now?
Nah, I never was. I was a guy, I had a bat laminated one time, and I came up in the cork bat era and all that. And I used a laminated bat, and I hit a ball so hard it scared me, and I felt like I'm cheating, and I just couldn't do it.
And it was just a laminated, what, even a cork bat?
No, it wasn't even corked. I used a cork bat in batting practice one time, and I knew everybody would know I was using a cork bat because I was lighting the seats up in BP.
The difference between a cork bat and a regular bat?
Well, the cork, it's like a Super Ball.
Yeah.
Basically you take the end of the bat and you drill it out, and they put Super Balls in there. So it's like if you threw a ball up against the wall, it would be like hitting a hard surface and it bounces back at you hard. That's what happens when you have cork inside the bat. It just ejects the ball off the bat at such a rapid pace, and the distance, it's unbelievable.
Could you tell with just, if I gave you a bat holding it in your hands?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can tell.
So when Sammy Sosa said he picked up the cork bat, didn't know that he was going to the plate with a cork bat.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah.
He knew.
What is Sammy Sosa doing with his look? He's got he's whiter than I am.
He went Michael Jackson. He did. He went Michael Jackson on us. I think he's faded back to black now, so to speak. Yeah.
No, I just saw a new picture. Like he looks like a kabuki.
Oh, really? I don't know.
He's got colored contacts and stuff.
Well, I think that was old, though. I mean, that was his look a year ago.
Oh, it was?
I think he's faded back. He might be darker than me now. I think he faded back.
I'll keep an eye on that. Would you rather have the career of Jeter or Rivera?
Ooh, probably being a position player, I'd say Jeter, because he's been in every game, every day.
I agree. But you can be the greatest closer of all time or one of the great shortstops.
Nah, I'd rather be the great shortstop. I mean, Mo, and hey, did the Yankees do that right, though? I was out there last Sunday. That was incredible.
It was great.
The day he had.
Yes. Did you cry?
No. I didn't cry. A lot of people, I fake like I did. I didn't fake like I did either. No, I didn't cry. I was taking it in. I wasn't crying, though.
Will you cry?
I think if I was a Yankee fan, like grew up with it all, I probably would have cried. I may cry when Jeter leaves, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so close to him. And the thing that hit me hardest with Mo was like, wow, this has been a generation. It's been through my whole broadcasting career.
Yeah.
Watching these guys. So that might be tough.
Yeah.
Jeet goes, that's going to be tough. That's my guy. That'd be tough.
Why didn't he? Do you think he didn't go out this year to allow Rivera to go out and not overshadow? And there's no reason for Jeter to come back at that age. What's left?
Well, I think the big thing was the injury. And Derek still knows he can play, not thinks. He knows he can play. And he does. I think he'll come back next year and be ready to go. And we had lunch the other day, and he said the biggest thing was look.
Do you pay for lunch or him?
No, he does all the time. I try, but he whips out and buys.
So he got
always.
The black credit card? What's he got?
Yeah, he's got the black.
Yeah, he got the big one there?
Express, yeah.
Did you get a gift basket from Jeter?
No, that's not true. That stuff's not true.
That is not
man.
true?
No way.
You don't believe that Jeter gives out gift baskets?
No way possible. No way.
I need a second source on this. Did A-Rod get a gift basket from Jeets?
I would doubt it. I've been around Derek many years. I've never seen a gift bag.
If A-Rod knows Jeter's giving out gift baskets, A-Rod's going to start giving out gift baskets.
That's true. That's true.
What's that movie, Single White Female?
Yeah.
Isn't that A-Rod with Jeter?
Dan trying to go down some territory, get me in trouble here. I see how you are.
Before I let you go, the teams in the World Series will be?
Tigers, Dodgers.
Tigers, Dodgers. All right, we'll be watching. HR, great to see you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.